Hey ttfu gang, it's Anija, Brandon, and
Saul.
Saul.
How y'all doing today? It's a good Sunday. It's a good day to talk about sobriety. Every day is a good day to talk about sobriety. We have our co-guest here, Saul. He's here to tell y'all his story, his road to sobriety, how he got where he's at, and where he's planning on going from here. And go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Saul Mintz. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right now, I'm in transition on my life. I'm on the sober journey. I'm definitely enjoying this sober lifestyle. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing meeting Brandon and Stephanie, because they're good people. I'm enjoying myself here.
So, where do you come from?
Well, see, it's a long story here.
How did you what state did you come from?
We originally came from Tulsa, Oklahoma. My roots are in South Carolina. I was born overseas, Old Song, Seoul, South Korea. My dad was in the military. He flew choppers. Um, so I was born in Korea, but I've been in a lot of places before the age of 5. I ended up coming to Tulsa in '95 after my mother passed. I'm the only child. Had no brothers and sisters, so the transition for that coming from South Carolina, where all my family was, to Tulsa, just me and my dad. It was a trip. It was a trip, man. He's very militant. You know what I mean? I love my dad with all my heart. You know what I mean? But he was very strict when I was growing up. uh, he tried to keep a firm hand on me, but I was a rebel at heart because of the situation with my mother passing. I lost my mom when I was 10 years old. Um, that alone right there, being I was probably a mama's boy, and the things that happened was, uh, you know, me from 10 going into the preteens and all that, coming to a new place. It was different, and definitely I got involved with a lot of things that I shouldn't have got involved in, making a name for myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how did you get from all of that into your active addiction?
Well, drugs had a big part to play with it, obviously. So I started drinking. When I was 14 years old. My first drink was, they called it back at home, Jerk, which is called brandy, which is a very strong drink. And then the first time I got drunk off of Jerk, I threw up everywhere, and it was something crazy. But the feeling I had with it, I could never explain it why I did it, but I did it. And
the NJ, huh?
the NJ.
Yeah.
And it definitely took me there to another place. And also, I started drinking, and I was smoking at the age of 14, smoking weed. A lot of people say, agree with weed is a gateway drug. It could be a gateway drug. It all depends on that person's mental status. I went from that to taking pills, Xanaxes. At that moment in time, probably would have been Percocet, stuff like that. I was taking that stuff, Lord tabs and stuff, and didn't even know what I was taking. You know what I mean? Um, Caught my first case when I was a juvenile. I got my hands on some ecstasy, and I took it to school. So while I'm at school, I'm up there thinking, hey, I can try to make some few dollars and this and that. And I guess another guy that was going to school with me, he shouts out to all the Union. That's why I went to school at Union. They Some girl took some pills that I didn't sell, and ended up having an allergic reaction, and she went off, peed and doodled on herself in class, right? So what happened was they came and looked for me. So I ended up catching a CDS charge at the age of 16. In and out of juvie, had what you call it, probation officer. He was so strict, man. And my dad, he was the type that, said, son, you're gonna fly right. You're gonna do what I tell you to do, or you're not gonna live in my house. Uh, uh, Sometimes it got to the point where, because my dad's a third-degree black belt, so it was his love, his type of love was, he roughed me up to, what I'm saying? But at the same time, I managed through that, you know what I mean? It made me a better man, made me stronger, definitely, You never run away from fights. But getting back to it, the drug situation, it seemed like it was a downhill after that, you know what I mean? As I got caught with them pills, man, it seemed like I couldn't stay out of trouble.
So drugs wasn't in your household growing up.
No, most definitely wasn't.
That was just something that transpired.
Yeah,
from hanging in the streets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came from a good, good cloth, good home. You know what I mean. My dad always made sure I had, a roof over my head. You know what I mean. Sure, I was taken care of, but I just think that the the frustrations from work and working so much, you know what I mean, then dealing with a teenager at that moment in time, uh, it made him. Well, I felt like he was aggressive, way more aggressive than he should have been.
Right.
Yeah, and being that he alpha, I'm alpha type. I got alpha characteristics. I guess I'm just like him in a lot of ways. We bump heads,
Right.
and upon losing my mom, I was dealing with that also, and that pushed me into that.
See, that's what I mean. It's not always what is in the household of growing up that'll turn a person to drugs.
Yeah.
Sometimes just seeing things on TV or seeing things in the streets that you would normally see at home will turn you to drugs. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think it's always falls on the parents.
No,
some of the parents do the best that they can do with the situation that they knew what to do with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what point in your life did you just decide to say, I'm an addict, fuck it, I had enough, and I need to change?
Well, I also did prison time too, right? So I did 13 and a half in prison. I went in when I was 19, got out when I was 34, right? I didn't really make a firm decision about that until I was out of prison, because I was off and on picking up drugs and putting it down all my life. And I came in contact with methamphetamine and speed. That was something that I had a real issue with. There was something about that drug that I related to, and it made me feel like, fearless. Made me feel like I was on top of my game. Made me feel like I could do anything, right? But that was the illusion. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, I end up going from snorting it to smoking it to shooting it. Now, when I got to that shooting stage, and I never thought that I would say that, but and living that life like that, it took me to a whole nother level, and it got me where I lost everything. I lost everything. People that were good in my life, they kind of backed up off of me. They weren't messing with me anymore. They weren't helping me anymore. They even looked at me like I'm always had a good heart, always was a good person, but I didn't understand what was wrong with me. What's the reason? Why is this? But I had to notice that these people didn't have drugs part of their life. People that I went to high school with and stuff like that, they were actually having families. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any kids, so I didn't, and no responsibility at that moment in time. So when I got out of prison, when I got out in the streets, it was like, hey man, I lost all that time to me, right? So I was playing catch up, and so for me, that point of my life where I feel like, hey man, I got an issue with this thing, and I need to get a hold of this thing, was end up going to the hospital, and I almost lost my life. I had 5% of my heart working. Find out that they take me with congestive heart failure. So that would have been my turning point right there, because my health was on the line, and I know I had to really get that under control.
Is that when you made the decision to come out here?
A few months after I got it, because I experienced a whole summer in the hospital, and even after being in the hospital that long, I still went and picked up drugs back up.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. I wasn't ready yet.
Right.
So like I say, in God's timing, for me, I had to find a purpose in life, understanding, and it took me to hit the rock bottom of me losing everything. You know what I mean? And me hustling. What am I hustling for? You know what I mean? And that's how I was thinking, like, because I wasn't like financially stable. You know what I mean? I didn't have a place to stay permanently. I could call my own. You know what I mean?
I just want to touch on, like, for our listeners, that the ones that still in active addiction, when you don't think that you're losing things, the things that you're losing, you lose your mind, your self-respect, your honor, your respect to others, your love for others. Them are your mental things that you start to lose, and then you start to lose your physical things in life. That's when most addicts only think that they're starting to lose stuff, when they're starting to lose their house, their cars, their wife, their kids. But it starts way on before that, when you start losing your mental state of mind, and then you start losing your physical things in life. So I just want y'all to just listen and catch on to the things that you're losing before that you start losing your physical things. Because I heard a lot of people say, well, I ain't lost nothing yet. There go their yay.
Yeah.
There go their butt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But in reality is you're losing your mental state of mind slowly but surely. Then you lose your physical things in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. For me though, like I say, the thing was I thought that the streets would show love, but streets don't show love to nobody, man. Streets don't love. They don't show no loyalty, none. And the loyalty that I had to find myself through even with the situation I was going through. You know, the health situation. It scared me. You know what I mean? I had a praying dad. You know what I mean? And he prayed me, and it was a miracle. I'm a walking miracle. We all are miracles. We all miracles. We all walking miracles. But I am a walking miracle. I have 5% of my heart working. 5%.
And you still here.
And I'm still here.
Shining. Like a diamond.
Like a diamond. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so therefore, like, so, you know, I end up, I guess it was like 3 months after that, you know, I put losing everything and all that stuff. And I decided, hey, you know what? I need to do something with my life. I'm tired of losing in the situation. I'm tired of losing myself. I'm tired of losing my self-respect. I know I'm better than this. I know I got a better way of living. You know what I mean? And there was a friend of mine that she steered me in the right direction as far as getting help. And there's a lot of help out here that is you can get it. You know what I mean? If you really want it, it's here. You know what I mean? It's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling people out here right now, if you really want the help, it's here, man. You know what I mean? They will help you, man. They will get you on the right track, man. And it's a blessing just to be able to be a part of this, man, in the fellowship of sobriety, man, because I never knew I would be able to do this, but I feel like I can do this in strength and numbers for sure.
Yeah.
We are us three right here, and the people that you've seen in the past on the podcast, we are walking proof that this shit works.
Yeah.
Long as you put your all in this shit, long as you put your best foot forward every day that you wake up and you thank your higher power, this shit will work.
Exactly.
Would you say the same?
I totally concur.
Would you say the same?
Yes, sir.
We are walking proof right here. And so I just want to. So you was born in Saudi Arabia?
No, not Saudi Arabia. It's South Korea.
South Korea. South Korea. And went from there, right?
Yeah.
And went to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Got out the penitentiary, so you back in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And you back in doing drugs or whatever you was doing.
Yeah, in South Arabia.
and then you found out that you didn't want that life that you was living no more.
You definitely didn't want that life I'm living.
And you was able to reach out to some people out here in California.
They got me connected immediately.
Where was you at?
So I was actually what they call Bermuda Triangle in Tulsa, which is the Lebanon Garden area. And this is one versus parts in Tulsa. It's a lot of things that happened there that we don't even speak upon, but it was, I was in the slums area. Okay. And I was knee deep in addiction still. And I just felt like something is like, if I don't get out of this place, man, something's gonna happen to me. I just felt that, man. And I definitely was like, hey, with the emergency. Like I had to get away from it. And I was like, and we got to keep putting back for a couple of times. And I was just like on her bumper about it. Like, hey, man, please, man, what's going on? What's the situation? And we finally got out here.
Okay, what detox did you enter?
Oh, we went to Uplift Recovery, which is a beautiful detox treatment facility that I experienced.
You shout out Uplift.
Yeah. Uplift was a beautiful place, man. They treated me like family over there, man. They actually care, and they are really serious about their craft there, man. And we touched bases with those people, and they got us in the treatment, and we got, here we are today.
So if it's anything that you could tell our viewers and our listeners to get them back on the road, if they was on the road and fell off the road, or to get them on the road to sobriety, what would you tell them?
Hey, listen, man, it all depends on how bad you want it, how bad you want to live. That for me, it took a health scare, but how bad do you want to live? How bad you want to live? You want to live in turmoil and toxic situations and keep being around toxic behavior and being around people that don't care about you. Everybody we all are people of compassion, and we're supposed to love one another. Like we're supposed to be out looking out for each other, but you don't get that there. You don't get that in that lifestyle that I used to live. You know what I mean? But these people actually care, man. And I'm in a fellowship with people that actually care. And we all are representing the struggle. We all coming out of the struggle. We all going to bigger and better places in life. And you can't do that by yourself. You know what I mean? You need the help from one another. So if you need help, reach out. We can get you connected for sure. Definitely, man, because You don't take it. They didn't build Rome overnight. So you know what I'm saying. It's a process to everything that you get involved in. But at the same time, help is here if you want it.
And it do get hard. It's not easy. It gets very hard. It's been times that me myself wanted to give up and say fuck it all and go back to doing the same thing that I was doing before. But just believing that it is a better way and seeing that it's a better way and waking up with a positive energy every morning and going with my best foot forward every morning, I get through it by 12 o'clock that afternoon. If I'm feeling down by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna get through it by 12 o'clock that afternoon. I'm gonna have a new mindset and I'm gonna reset myself in life. And then I'm gonna start over and do it that way.
Definitely.
Do you have anything that you want to tell the viewers?
I want to give up every day, but I don't. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
It's more to come, man. Thank y'all for joining TTFU gang once again. Anijo, Brandon, Saul. We hit you with another one. Continue to stay tuned. It get better and better every episode. Thank y'all.
We love
y'all.
you.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.